Alrighty, welcome back. I've got the visor made, and what I'm doing now is I'm just cleaning it off, just trying to make sure it's clean of any debris, because what is going on is the bumper looks so nice, chromed like that. When I found the visor over in the junk pile, I was thinking to myself, I might as well try to make a visor fit this old truck. I'm just having fun with it right at the present moment, and that's all I'm doing, is having fun. Not sure whether I'm going to leave the visor on, whether I'm going to whatever, but I want to do it to get the visual to see if I do want it. And this is just another little project to show you that you can do whatever you like with your ride to make yourself happy. And me doing this visor is making me happy. And the reason I know it's making me happy is because I'm doing what I want. And that's how I know I'm happy. So what I've done is I've taken a visor like it was off the big truck, and I've cut it down in the center, and then I bring it back together, and I just spot weld it back together with the welder. Spot welded the pieces in the back with the welder, you know, just spotted it back together. On this side I'll probably black it out, maybe, we'll see, I'm not sure. But I'm going to show you what the visor looks like. I've got the exact same chrome. I got some left over, and I bought one new package. I got the exact same chrome that's on the bumper. And what I'm going to try to do is chrome the visor up. I've never seen a 48 Ford with a visor. Not with a big truck visor anyways. And that's basically somewhat what it looks like. It's not a bad looking visor, I guess. It doesn't look good with all the spot welds on it, but I want to chrome it and see what it does look like with chrome on it. So that's what I'm doing. Just having fun with it. If I like it, I'll keep it. If I don't, well, then I'll carry on. But I'm having fun making it, so that's basically it. On this bumper here, Jolene gave me a great idea. Instead of running it all the way across where I have the center, and you can see that the visor goes this way and the visor goes this way, I'm going to put a piece down through the middle, and then we'll run the pieces off to the end. What was I going to say? It's good to have a plan before you start. What you're doing is good to have a plan, and the reason being is because you can get messed up on it if you think you're going to do something. But what I'm going to do, my plan is to run one piece down through the middle. Usually them chrome visors do have a chrome piece running. Good morning, Fina. Good morning. One piece running down the middle, and then we'll run it this way. We'll run it along straight, and then we'll cut it off at this end. Basically, that's what we're going to do. And we'll cut every piece a little bit long, and then we'll gear it back with the flapper wheel after I'm done. I want to move, and we'll stick it on. See what it looks like. Just going to cut this piece. Always make it a little bit long. That way there I can always trim it back. And the flapper wheel does a nice job trimming it back if you take your time. Don't fall now. I think we're going to get a little bit of rain here in Nova Scotia. We need it. Not saying that we don't. We need it. So I'm just going to peel this tape off just like every other time. I've got the West Coast mirrors to go on this. I can chrome the back side of those if I want to. There's so many things that can happen with this stuff that you can use your brain and do on your car. Even these pieces, if they were not in good shape, you sure could chrome them out, right? Like I showed you on the side of the hood, you could even do those pieces. You just have to have a plan. Sometimes the red tape is hard to get off, or hard to start. Sometimes I need Jolene's assistance, but I'll get her, sweetheart. I get her. Just going to take this and peel this right off. I'll clean the garbage up later. I'm going to hit center. I'm going to lay it on center down here. There's center. Just looking. Oh. There's center. Now I got the one piece run down the center. A lot of them will have this piece here going here, another one there, and another one there with it running. I'm just going to run it straight along this edge and then trim it off down here. You'll see as we get going along here. Got some pieces that were left over. Never throw anything away on this stuff, because you never know when you're going to use it. And that's what I do. I just keep it, because you never know. Little piece right there. There's a longer piece. I feel rain. You feel rain? Well, I just felt rain. I just felt rain. And I see a sprinkle right there. But we'll go as long as we can on the outdoors, because I'm going to use my shortest piece here first. Same length. So my shortest piece. Okay. I check each end where it's cut, see which one fits the best. And it does make a difference. Just going to trim this off a little bit. It's a nice fit. And we'll run it right down along like that. We'll go with it. And if it ends up not perfect on one end, which what I mean by not perfect is that it's not covering it all, that's when I just go to a different piece, just like we did on the bumper. We went to a single piece, and there's all different kinds of just going to run it with the bottom of the visor. This stuff is very sticky, so you really have to, I like using my finger to run along the edge to lay it down. That's how I like to do it. Alright, there's our first strip. I can cut that off just because we'll get the excess with the flapper wheel. I wiped this off clean of anything. I see we got a few sprinkles going on there. I wiped it off clean of everything before we started with some thinner. We'll use this piece over here. Just going to cut that on a little bit of an angle. Yeah, it's not bad. Go with it. We'll go with it. Hopefully we can get it done, get it trimmed, and then put it on and show you what it looks like. Where there are holes in there, I'm not going to worry about those. Just going to glue this right down over top of it. That's where some of the braces were on. I took that brace off because it wasn't working for my application. And do what's good for you. Always. Isn't that what truck drivers do? Chrome their trucks up, you know what I mean? Do whatever put the most chrome on her they can. Then I got some smaller stuff. I might put it on there where that line goes together. I might do that. See where I didn't do so well on that one. Much better that one was. Much better. Feel it raining now, sweetheart?
Just the odd sprinkle. Not bothered by it.
She says she's not sugar boy, she doesn't bother her. Get it up tight against and run by the next one. Stuff's best when you just let it lie instead of stretching it. Is like it is plastic, so it will stretch. I find it works best when you just let it lie down. Shouldn't be throwing them on the ground. I might want those for something. Just kind of sprinkling a little bit. We're going to pull this inside for a second. Just a little ways. We'll come back out in a second. Not bad. Much better. This stuff has got 2 pieces of tape on it. It's always good. Some of it's got 1, some of it's got 2. Be careful, stuff is sticky. And if I don't like it, I don't have to use it. I'm just doing it because I want to see what it looks like. I've never seen a 48 Ford with a visor on it, and I want to put a visor on it, see what it looks like. Plus, I'm just pretending to be a truck driver. How's that? Just pretending to be a truck driver. Alrighty, just a couple more pieces here. Now this piece here, I'm going to try to make it as use every. I suppose I'm going to do that side then if I don't. Julie's going to hold that up for me. Thank you, sweetheart. Just going to angle it a little bit better. Wonderful. It's like arts and crafts. And anybody can do this as far as I'm concerned. Anybody. So if you have an old car with a blade on it, you can make a bumper. And it don't cost you what you think it's going to cost you. It's just your time and your effort. And it's fun to be able to say that you've done it. That's the funnest part about it. See, I built that. This tape here also, or this plastic chrome that I'm putting on here also, is going to give the visor a much straighter look, I can see. What I mean by straighter, it did look a little bit wobbly, because it is just probably, I'm not sure what gauge it would be. It probably, I don't know if it's probably a 19 or a 20 gauge, I would say. We might as well do the other side. It did have a little bit of wobble to it. Remember, I did weld it back together. I cut and took, I don't know how many, cut and took a little bit out of it. Oh, don't scratch that chrome, she says, you're on the ground. And that's very true. Could you take that, please, sweetheart? So this was the leftover from the bumper, and I'm applying it to the visor that I made. This is a visor that someone brought here and gave it to me. It's stainless steel, I would say, and it belonged on a big rig. Now it belongs on the 48 Ford, or wherever I decide to put it. That's basically it. It belongs wherever you decide to put it. So if you have something and you think that, well, that don't belong there, well, it all depends if you want to make it belong there or not. Alrighty. Get another piece out of that. Stay right on this side. It's got a nice cut going on there. Not bad. Just cut it one more time. We'll do that. I'm going to cut this piece off. Give you that piece here. And like I said from the beginning, if I do not like it, I do not have to use it. If I do like it, make sure to know I will use it. Basically. All right. We'll see. We will see. Get a new pack here. I'm going to cut this off as I go and then hand it to Jolene. Aiden's not with us today. Aiden's last day is coming up soon. He's going back to school. And he's also going in for a little day surgery, get some wisdom teeth removed, I think, or something like that or other. Don't know if I should be revealing that information, but it is what it is. I'm sure it's okay. A little bit of an angle. that stuff is stuck. It's a painful process pulling it off. It really is. It's a painful process. Why I say it's painful is because where it's stuck, it wants to pull. Alrighty. Not sure yet. I see all the ribs there, but I really have to have it on the truck to really know if I enjoy it or not. But I'm just gonna go with it. Nope. Got my angle first. Isn't that what Harley Earl said? When in doubt, chrome it out. When in doubt, I'm chroming her out, man. I'm doing it. And two, probably I'm picking at the cab of it because it has nothing on the back yet. And Jolene pointed that out yesterday. You're just picking at it right now because there's nothing on the back of it. So we are going to build something on the back of it. Don't know when that's going to happen, but we will. We have a couple other things that are priority, but I can't help to just play with this visor for a minute or two. Later on today, I'm going to probably do a little something different to something else. Probably going to play on the Jaguar fenders, probably. They have to be gone over. Man, where'd you get that visor? That's something nice. Ooh, that one fit good. This stuff scratches just as well as chrome does. Yeah. I mean, it's not, it scratches just as well as chrome does. So you should be careful with it, best you can. A lot of comments about using chrome wrap. I'll talk about that for a second. I'll put this piece on, then we'll talk about it for a second. I have nothing against chrome wrap, never used chrome wrap yet, but we're going to talk about it. Alrighty. Now on this bumper, you've seen how long it took to cut the strips off and put the strips on. I just pulled the tape off. I cleaned the bumper off with some thinner. It had some paint on it. It was chipped. The paint was chipped. The paint was scratched. The paint was dug. And all I did is wiped it off and stuck that on there. And what I'm thinking is wherever the 3M tape hit, it's going to stick. Believe me, it's hard to get off if you want to get off. How I'd usually do is with a heat gun. But anyways, if I was going to chrome wrap the bumper, which many people said, chrome wrap it, chrome wrap it. Well, bumper has to come off. That means I have to go into the wrench set, take the bolts out, unbolt the bumper, get the bumper off. Then it means that I have to strip the bumper of paint. And what that means, I have to take the grinder, or I have to sandblast it, or I have to sand it off, or I have to something. I have to get all that paint off, because if I chrome wrapped it over top of what I put this chrome over top of, you would see every imperfection, every little scratch, every little ding, everything. So once I've got it stripped down, I got the bumper off, I'm into it for 2-3 hours. When I'm into it then, I'm into it for 2 or 3 hours trying to get that cleaned off, stripped down. Then I've got to take and prime it. So I'm going to prime it. And then I would want to paint it. So you got to prime it, then you got to sand it, you got to make sure there's no scratches in it, you got to fix all the picks in it, Basically, then you're going to go on to paint. You would never want to put a wrap over something that's not painted. It's almost like a vinyl roof. This is just me thinking. It's just like a vinyl roof on a truck or a car. You do not want to just prime it and put, or bare metal it and put your vinyl roof over top of it. You want to put primer on it. You want to paint it. And then you want to put your vinyl roof on it to try to save from the rust coming back. With the vinyl wrap, I would suggest that it's probably the exact same thing. So basically, you're taking the bumper off, you're stripping it, you are priming it, you are painting it, and then you're vinyl wrapping. So that's a day's process or a 2 days process. That's a 2-day process because you want the primer to dry just to put the chrome wrap on. You haven't even wrapped it yet. So you have to take that in consideration when you think you want to chrome wrap something. There's a lot more work and a lot more time that's invested, which if you take your time and your products that you've spent to chrome wrap it, which is cheaper? Send it to the chrome shop or vinyl or chrome wrapping it? You have to ask yourself. With what I'm doing, I am taking 10 minutes or 20 minutes, and I'm cleaning something off and I'm sticking something over top of it that's getting rid of the bad texture of the bumper. I am quickly modifying something with less time, no product other than the product that I'm using. Basically, that's it. If I was trying to chrome wrap something like this, I've got every little weld mark that you'll see. I've got holes there I'd have to fix. I'd have to prime it. I have to make it look good before I did my work to it. And that's just basically the end of it. The chrome wrap, you would have to put in the time and the effort to get your end result. With what I'm doing right now with this, I am unwrapping it, peeling it out of the package, and sticking it on and being done. There's no comparison to what I'm doing here with this compared to a vinyl wrap or a chrome bump. There's no comparison. And then if we want to compare the price, and once again, no comparison. So if you want to chrome wrap something, you're more than welcome, but you have to take into the consideration of the time and the labor to get it ready to chrome wrap. I am wiping it off, sticking the chrome on, and being satisfied. So now we know the difference why people don't chrome wrap, or what chrome wrap involves. You would never wrap anything unless the surface is prepared just the same as a paint job. You would see every little mark, every little crease, every little issue. With this here, I'm able to cover up that hole. Don't have to touch it. I'm able to cover up that weld mark. Don't have to touch it. I'm able to cover up them scratches. Don't have to touch it. With a chrome wrap, two different things going on. I hope I explained that clear. And I did not break your heart. Jolene's got the keys to my heart. Hey, baby. Yeah, Jolene's got the keys to my heart. She uses me good, boy. She uses me good. Also, she looks amazing today. Always. Always looks amazing. I like when she gets up in the morning. She's so happy. Good morning, babe. I say good morning, baby. And then we have our coffee. And then it's on to the morning chat, what we're going to do today. Who are we going to try to bring our way of building cars? The fun and inexpensive way. The most practical way. Also, I want to inspire the people that, you know, it takes money to build something. It really does. It takes a lot of money. Just to even buy this chrome, you know, to go over town and buy this chrome, put the gas in the car and go over town, pick it out. It costs money. So basically, I know, I've been to the bottom many times. And I know what it's like to have the want and have the will, but not really have the money or the means to get what I want, and that's when you become creative, and that's basically all I'm doing is becoming creative with the things that I think that I can make work. Like I say, I only use what I have, and the reason I do that, I think you all know by now, is because that's who I am. And I want to let the young people know that are out there that want something. They want something, go get it. Use your brain. That's that thing that sometimes that nobody wants to do is use the brain. The brain can do many things, and it can think of ideas and ways how to get what you want. You know, if you want that, I don't know, Mustang, or if you want that Camaro, if you want that hot rod, you have to use that brain and ask it, how do I get it? How do I get it? If you want to work and get money and pay for it, that's fantastic. If you want to get something cheap and trade and wheel and deal and try to get what you want, you're using your brain. I congratulate you. But if you want anything in life, ask yourself, how do I get it? How do I get it? And I'll tell you, every dream or every aspiration or everything that you think that you want, like if you want something, you have to realize it comes with work clothes. You're not getting nothing with nothing. You have to realize that every dream and aspiration that you have or anything that you want, it comes with work clothes. You have to work to get the things that you want. So nothing is for free, but you sure can use your brain and work and get it. But everything comes with work. You have to work. And when you work, you are not hurting anybody. Your brain is being used. And it's a good thing to do. Use your brain. Like some people, just for instance, people say, ask questions like, how are you going to get the wheels balanced? Well, that would only take a second if you wanted to use, what you have in your brain. That would only take a second. You take them in and do the exact same thing everybody else does when they take their tires and wheels and get it balanced. They take them in and they put them on a wheel balancer and they throw weights on them to balance them out for you. Let's face it, a tire that is made in a tire shop would not be perfectly balanced. They're not perfectly round. They're not perfect anything. They are a tire that's made as best as they can. It's rubber, it's flexible, it's everything. It'd be pretty hard to balance that perfectly. But you take people ask me all the time, how do you register your cars? How do you get to drive your car? How do you register them? Well, I do the exact same thing everybody else does. I take my papers in, I ask them to register my car, and I pay the fee. you know what I mean? Like it's common sense stuff. When you register your car, you have to have a set of papers, and they ask you for the certain amount of money that you paid for your car, and you pay taxes on it, and then you get your car registered in your name. And that's how I do it. I'm not sure if I have any more of that. I need more. Certain places have different restrictions for driving antique cars. Here in Nova Scotia, you have to have a president of a car club, or you can get a licensed mechanic, which I do, a licensed mechanic to look at your car and see if it's fit for the road. And they're not asking for a vehicle inspection, they're asking if it's fit for the road. And generally, what I try to do, or generally most try to do, I'm not looking to hurt nobody or myself. I mean, let's face it, last thing I want to do is hurt somebody. Not a chance. I have no inkling to hurt somebody in the world. But what has to happen is they have to see if it's fit for the road. And basically, the mechanics I use, they look at whether your brake lines are good, your brakes are good, your tires are good, your lights work, all that sort of stuff. So when someone says, well, you have no window wipers or something like that, well, I don't drive them in the rain. I don't drive them in the rain. When, you know, it's like silly stuff. When, I don't know, silly stuff, but it's just common sense. Is, you know, have you got good tires on it? Is the front end tight? Have you got good brakes? That sort of stuff. And then you can get a licensed mechanic to say your car is fit for the road. On Antiques here, it does not ask you to do a vehicle inspection. It does not ask you to do that. It asks you to get a mechanical fitness done. And if the mechanical fitness, if you're driving something that's not safe, that's on you when you're driving something not safe. I mean, really, like if you're driving something that you can get hurt in, well, that's up to you. You can get hurt riding a motorcycle. You know? You can get hurt riding a horse. So basically that's what happens. I just try to make the vehicle as safe as possible. New brakes, new tires, make sure all the lights work. Don't drive fast. You can get hurt driving too fast. You know, we don't care if your car is the safest car in the world. You drive too fast, you can get hurt. I think that stands to reason. Now my holes are in behind there. I got some holes going on that I'm going to put this on with. From what I understand, like some places, nothing can be changed on any car. Well, if you got an old car, and if you ever have driven around on Buy Supply tires, and they do not want you to change anything, and I would consider that even tires. If you've ever driven around on Buy Supply tires, they can be some of the most unsafest things that you could ever drive on is Buy Supply tires. You really have to pay attention and have two hands on the wheel full time when you're driving with Buy Supply tires. And I have a few cars with Buy Supply tires because I like the look, other than a radial, on the hot rod. I like the look. I do not enjoy the look of a radial on a hot rod sometimes. You know, sometimes, not all the time, sometimes. But you have to be careful. That's fine. I got a little tiny bit of stainless sticking on top, and I think we'll be fine. No, there is. I'm happy with it. And I could have measured it out before I started, but it didn't matter to me because I would have just added a different piece of something else. Finish it off. Try both ends before I... Oh, that one, that fits nice. When in doubt, chrome it out. So that's what I'm doing. Seen a cardinal here yesterday. Cardinal's a pretty red bird it is. I'm not sure where they're located at the most times, but or what their habitat is. But I seen a cardinal. I have a small piece on your shoulder, sweetheart, that I'll take. Oh, I see. Just kind of wondering where I start that. I'm going to start that right there. Pluck that on. Cut that off. I'll have to trim that back. Gotta go for it. I got some trimming to do on this piece right here. I started with the straight edge. I didn't want to do this. It curls up in the top here like this. It's got a curl here. This was all straight, so I went with the straight. I always go with the straight angle, or the straight edge first. So this is where I'm going. And then I will cut the excess off. Now I have another piece. We'll go there. We'll cut the excess off. Sometimes it doesn't work out absolutely perfect, but sometimes it don't matter. See if I can get that on there. It might stay when I buff it off. We'll see. I can cut a lot of it off when I turn it over, and then I'll buff off the rest. That fly is looking for a beating. We'll do the exact same thing on this side. Go on. He's making me mad and disgusted. Landing on me. Fly made me drop that. It didn't make me, but I made myself because I'm going to put a beating on that fly here in a minute. Fina, get the fly. Come on, babe. You must have a visitor. Come back when my hands are busy, are you? Huh? Smart little fly, eh? Come back when my hands are busy. Because I don't need chopsticks. You can ask Jolene that. Do it, baby. I don't need chopsticks. I can take a fly out. Flying in mid-flight. Nothing to it. That's sticky stuff, I'll tell you. I'm hoping. Alrighty. Piece on your shoulder, please, sweetheart. Then we'll get to trimming this stuff. That flies. He's cruising for a bruising. Cruising for a bruising. Put another piece on there. Cut that. Stop it. And we get another little piece that we can. Waste not, want not. Cut it too short. We'll use this piece. Only going to get that little tab out of it. So now I'm going to move this stuff. We're going to start trimming. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim off around the edge where we do not need, where it does not look right. And you can see it here. I can cut a little bit of it with, look, we got tape in the back of that. It's not stuck. Trim a little bit with the scissors the best I can. We'll leave the rest to the flapper wheel. I would say that this plastic that I'm cutting here, you can see it's plastic, that's how they wrap the plastic, with a chrome wrap. It's a chrome wrap, no doubt in my mind. Yeah, I sort of want to get in there a little better, cut that one off. Bump, 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 bump. Zip cut there. We'll flapper wheel it off the other way. He lives dangerously, he does. He lives dangerously. Just pulling off the... Oh, I did too. Hit it. Hit my chrome I did with the grinder. I marked it right there with the grinder. Took this piece, this edge here, marked it. We'll see if I can get some of it off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over now, because I want to use the flapper wheel the other way. So I'm going to use the flapper wheel this way. I'm going to be close to get that off. We'll see what happens. Darn it! Like I said, he lives dangerously. Now, how many pieces have I got there to pull that off? I wanted to fix that. That's the last two short ones here. I'll flapper wheel it off and see what happens. Now I'm going to flapper wheel it off to the metal, and I have to flapper wheel it this way because I don't want to rip off what I got going on. I want to keep it on there the best I can. And you can cut it better than I am. I'm really actually going for it using power tools on plastic, but that's what I do. Now, that fly is bugging me! Just gonna turn it over. It's close. Close stuff, eh? Let's look and see how fine I got that on there. Look at that corner piece. Look. That little tiny corner piece. How fine that went on there. Went on there nice. On the edge where it's just kind of knock it off, and it feels good. Now I'm going to do the other side. A little bit here in the center. And on the center of this one. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Nerves is a grasshopper and chicken head. Yeah. Alrighty, turn it over. You can see that end, how fine-tuned that little piece come in. You know, you can see how that's finer tuned her up a little bit more. Scratches I was able to get rid of. Just scrap. Just smell rags because you got to be careful. This is plastic, chrome, and thinner probably wouldn't do it much good. So I'm saying this is probably the chrome vinyl wrap that got that what's what they got going on with this stuff. I have sweaty arms there on that piece. You can see where I'm at now. Now I guess it's time to try it on. Now, should I drill my holes, or I'll just hold it up for now. I'm going to hold it up. I'm not even going to get to see it, but you are. It's kind of raining it right this second, a little bit. Basically. That's the visor. What's that? Looks good? Would you use it? We don't even know if we're going to use it, right? It's just something that I've made, and we want to know, or I just want to see if it's going to look okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill a couple holes in it, and I'm going to apply it to the roof and see if we like it. Well, I've already drilled the holes to hold it there, but I got to drill the holes in the plastic now and put the screws in it. I would say that plastic chrome would be on there for a long time, and you can make a visor just as well as I did. You wouldn't even have to go get one out of your junkyard. You could make it out of cardboard first, apply it to metal, bend it, put it on, and then apply your chrome. But I had it over in the yard. Just want to get it up there, look the best I can. Does it look good? All right. Is it me that looks good, or is the visor? All right, boys, she thinks the visor looks good. So what's going on is, I had a visor over there, obviously. I wanted to see if I could make it work on the truck. You watched me apply all the plastic on there. I wasn't the most careful. I used a grinder. I used scissors. I used a zip cut. I used whatever I had to get it done. Just like you can. I hope I explained to you what the difference is between chrome wrap and this wrap here. You'd have to go through the work and the time and the process to be able to make it work with the chrome wrap. This stuff here, I am putting it on, applying it over top of something that doesn't have a great surface, and I'm making it work. With this here right now, as this is on here, you can see it had weld marks on it. It was a little bit flimsy here in places like that. I'm going to apply it for myself to see if I'm happy with it or not. And if you like it, you can do the exact same thing, or you can take your idea and do your own thing. I think I've explained this a few times. There's different applications of this. I bought the inch because I wanted to, and there's two pieces on this. On the inch, you can buy it in 3/4 round, you can buy it in 1/4 round, you can buy it in 1/8. I did the dash with it. It's like the old 55 Merc. I always wanted the chrome. I had a 55 when I was younger, or 56, sorry, when I was younger, and I always wanted the sill plates. Well, the sill plates were $300 or $400, and I could not get a set, and they were just a little out of my range right at that present moment. And I wished I would have known and took my brain there. I could have made my own out of plastic chrome. I could have stuck one size on, then a different size, then another size on, and it saved myself hundreds of dollars, and been satisfied with what I wanted. And you can do the same. And I want to thank you very much for watching. I'm going to put a call out to action, which is to subscribe, like, hit, comment, ring my bell, and have fun and be happy. Have a good one, everybody. See you tomorrow.